Hey everybody, XCI here for a blind Let's Play of Metal Gear Solid Integral, and I will put a caveat on blind and I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. For those of you who don't know what Integral is, because I surely didn't, Integral was a version of the game that was released that added adjustable difficulty settings. It added English voice acting, Solid Snake's hidden tuxedo outfit, whatever the hell that is, as well as new features and changes of its own, including a third disc consisting almost entirely of VR training missions dubbed the VR disc, which I doubt I will play. Now, I don't want this to play, so let's cancel this out. I do have an order of execution that I'm going to be doing here with this game just to pull in the information with somewhat continuity. And so I will explain my settings right now because they're a little bit weird. Like on the screen, this looks enormous on the screen. What I'm looking at is not enormous, and I will show you what that is right now and why I can't seem to do it any differently. So I go to video settings here. I will link down below where you can get this game because it was a user on Reddit who kind of cobbled things together and made this thing available for Windows. I don't know the details of that outside of what I just told you. You can read the Reddit post if you want to know more. So here's the settings. I go to advanced, and now you'll notice I'm at 640 by 480. I have tried, let me tell you, I have tried to change the settings here. I cannot. I'm stuck at 640 by 480. And if I switch this to software here, it's basically stuck at 640 by 480 as well. So it doesn't matter what I do here. It doesn't matter how many times I restart the game. It always opens up in this tiny little screen. So it looks good. I might as well be playing off of my capture screen at this point, but nah, it's fine. So let's cancel out of that. I'm playing with the keyboard right now, and hopefully that will do the trick. And now to take this glare off my face, and I think when I move my mouse off the screen, it's actually moving it on the game as well, which is a little bit weird because I'm going to exit the game if I want my screen to turn off. Here, I need to talk about some other stuff here. Let's just do that. See what I mean? So that screen is fine. We have to do this in an order, I've been told. So I need to start the game, skip the intro, and then I need to go to extras. Oh, let me talk a little bit about what I mean by this still being blind. And just to put the caveat in front of it, I played a version of this game in probably 99. On top of that, I was at a party. People would hand me the controller, and I would play specific parts of missions. I will explain them right now, which those are. So I don't know when they happen, but I remember the details. I do remember the whole thing with the boxes. Like, you learn that pretty early on, like the very starting of the game. I do recall a tank and something to do with the tank and it being a pain in the ass. I have a suspicion that was also early on in the game. And then I remember, and this is the last part I played. Correct me if I'm wrong here. There's something to do with the controller. They let the game run or whatever, and when they put the remote down, it started vibrating on the table, and everyone freaked the hell out. So I know there's something to do with remote, with the controller, that I'm not going to be experiencing because I'm playing on keyboard. And I remember going down a tunnel, but I don't remember anything past that. I remember a tunnel, I remember getting frustrated, and I never played the game again. So so there it is. Story-wise, I know nothing of Metal Gear Solid, so it goes without saying, please no spoilers in the comments below. Yeah, I haven't even followed this IP. I know it's good. I know everyone talks amazing about it. I don't know anything about it. So I'm going to get started at the start. And now I've been told, go to extras first. And we want to look at previous operations. And yeah, okay, so these are the first two games. So that gives a summary of the games. So a little bit of reading to do. If you aren't interested in this, by all means, this is going to be the episode 0, except it's going to be called episode 1. So I'm just going to absorb. Oh yeah, because these were released for Nintendo proper, like 10 years prior. Because I remember someone having the NES cartridge of Metal Gear 1. I never played that, but I think I've seen someone play the start of that. Anyways, so the year 1995, deep in South Africa, 200 kilometers north of Garsberg, Outer Heaven, an armed fortress nation established by the legendary mercenary. He was feared in combat by both his friends and foes as a hero and a lunatic. The Western nations have found out that a weapon of mass destruction capable of rewriting war history is under development at Outer Heaven. They have called upon high-tech special force unit Foxhound to take care of the situation. In response to this order, Big Boss, Commander-in-Chief of Foxhound, sent Gray Fox, the man with the code name Fox, which is given to the best member of the unit. Jesus, my brain just went into a pretzel there. Like, hardcore. Operation Intrude N313. After a few days, his last message being Metal Gear, Gray Fox was missing in action. Taking the situation seriously, the top men of the West again called for Foxhound. Big Boss selected Solid Snake, who has just recently joined Foxhound, as the agent and entrusted everything to him. Successfully making a solar infiltration to Outer Heaven, Snake got in touch with local resistance members Schneider, Diane, and Jennifer. With their cooperation, Snake succeeded in rescuing Gray Fox. Gray Fox then laid out the terrifying facts about Metal Gear. Metal Gear was the development name, of a nuclear warhead-equipped two-legged walking tank. Oh my god, I thought Metal Gear was the nickname for Snake. It can walk through even the roughest terrain that would stop normal tanks. It can conduct local warfare by itself with unique weapons like its Vulcan cannon and anti-tank missiles. It was indeed a new type of weapon that can conduct a nuclear attack against any place on the face of the earth from any land surface. With Metal Gear, Outer Heaven was trying to establish its military superiority over the entire world. In order to destroy Metal Gear, Snake rescued Metal Gear's chief engineer, Dr. Petrovich, and his daughter, Ellen, who was taken hostage to force her father to continue with his development. Snake hears from Dr. Petrovich how to destroy Metal Gear. However, as Snake approached the heart of Outer Heaven and Metal Gear, well-designed traps are set all around Snake as if all his actions are being leaked to the enemy. In the midst of the escalating battle, the leader of the resistance, Schneider, fell into the hands of the enemy, and Snake himself was injured through the deadly battles with Outer Heaven's best mercenaries. But Snake's indomitable spirit led him to the 100th floor basement of the secret base where Metal Gear was developed. Evading the powerful defense system that wipes out all intruders, Snake ultimately succeeded in destroying Metal Gear. Snake tried to escape from Outer Heaven upon completing the mission. However, during the escape, he was confronted by one man, Foxhound, Commander-in-Chief Big Boss. Big Boss laughed at the astounded Snake and told him of the truth about his mission. While serving as the Commander-in-Chief of Foxhound, Big Boss also ran a mercenary dispatch company utilizing his connections and capital from his years as a merc. He was planning to build his company a larger military establishment, and he built Outer Heaven as its base. His purpose for sending the rookie Snake to Outer Heaven was to cause information confusion against the West. However, Big Boss miscalculated. He never thought that Snake would make it this far. Having lost Metal Gear, Big Boss activated the self-destruction system of the underground base. While the countdown of destruction continued, his scream echoed in the emptiness. "You have gone too far, too far." On the 100th floor basement, the battle between two men commenced, free of ideology and politics. The armed fortress nation Outer Heaven collapsed. The impenetrable fortress, made from the best military technology and occupied by the toughest mercenaries, burned in flames. Behind him, the flames reached skyward as the Outer Heaven fell, leaving Solid Snake all alone. I guess that was the first one. Okay, and then Metal Gear Solid Snake. 1999. The world was facing an energy crisis. It was obvious that the supply of petroleum would run out faster than expected. However, the development of an alternate energy resource is far from completion. The price of petroleum has skyrocketed and the world economy is in confusion. The 21st century was expected to be one of chaos. One man's invention changed the entire situation. A Czech genius and biologist, Dr. Kio Marv, invented Oilix, a microorganism that refines petroleum to produce a highly purified form of petroleum. The world was filled with hope upon the discovery of this messiah to solve the energy crisis, but at the same time, the world entered a time of tension regarding the new algae. Okay. It's an algae. Okay. Just when the whole world's attention was drawn to Oilix and Dr. Marv, he was abducted by someone and disappeared. Nations began investigating immediately, and a name soon appeared: Zanzibar land. Zanzibar land was a democratic military regime that suddenly appeared in Central Asia in 1997. When their uprising took place, the CIS army formed around Russia sent a suppressive unit immediately. Zanzibar land resisted by gathering a band of mercenaries from nations around the world and fortifying most of its land. As a result, the CIS army was repeatedly defeated and Zanzibar land declared its independence. Due to the active role mercenaries played, this war was called the Mercenary War, and Zanzibar land was referred to as an armed fortress nation, a military nation with a group of strong mercenaries surrounded by a tough fortress. According to the latest information, Zanzibar supposedly was armed with nuclear weapons. The whole scenario was crystal clear. By obtaining oilics in addition to nuclear weapons, Zanzibar land was trying to establish its economic and military superiority over the entire world. Concerned about the situation, the United States ordered Roy Campbell, Commander-in-Chief of High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound, to rescue Dr. Marv. Campbell was a former member of Foxhound. He brought back Solid Snake, the man who single-handedly brought down the armed fortress nation of Outer Heaven 4 years ago, and asked Snake to bring back both Dr. Marv and Oilix, successfully infiltrating Zanzibar land, and with the help of CIA agent Hori and others, Snake was able to go deep into the fortress and meet again with Dr. Petrovich, the chief engineer of Metal Gear at Outer Heaven. He too was abducted to Zanzibar land and was forced to develop another Metal Gear. He told the surprised Snake of an even more shocking fact. Big Boss, the man Snake had defeated at Outer Heaven, turned out to be the general commander of Zanzibar land. Snake rescued Dr. Petrovich in cooperation with Natasha, Dr. Marv's guard, and former Czech International Secret Police agent, and then headed for the confinement facility deep in the fortress to save Dr. Marv. When Petrovich and Natasha crossed the narrow suspension bridge over the deep valley, a missile blew the bridge away. Natasha flew to the air because of the explosion. While unable to do anything to save Natasha, Snake started hearing a well-known voice. "Hey Snake, we are good buddies. I can let you go. Just leave this place at once. Gray Fox." Snake saw Gray Fox controlling Metal Gear, the best soldier in Foxhound, who, after the fall of Outer Heaven, disappeared as if he followed Big Boss. Losing Natasha in front of his eyes and letting Petrovich get taken away, Snake screamed, "Fox, I will not give up." After a series of deadly battles with mercenaries, Snake finally made it to Dr. Marv's confinement facility. However, he arrived too late. He saw Dr. Marv's corpse and Petrovich, who could do nothing but just stand there. Petrovich told Snake that Dr. Marv could not withstand the repeated tortures because of heart problems. Snake then received an emergency call from Hori. The information she supplied was very shocking. Petrovich had been voluntarily visiting Zanzibar land to develop Metal Gear. The abduction of Dr. Marv was conducted under the directions of Petrovich himself. After the truth came out, Petrovich attacked Snake, but Snake easily put an end to him and obtained the structural plan of Oilix. While trying to escape, Snake was confronted by Metal Gear again, controlled by Gray Fox. The tremendous battle took place in the underground base. Snake finally succeeded in destroying Metal Gear. However, Gray Fox did not submit and challenged Snake to the final battle. In the midst of a minefield, Snake and Fox fought without any weapons, a fist-to-fist duel involving no hatred or murder intent. On a minefield! During that weird moment of purity, the two were bound by forces transcending worlds and emotion. Snake won the tough but pure battle against Gray Fox. However, there still was someone else Snake had to fight, Big Boss. Just like 4 years ago at Outer Heaven, Big Boss was waiting for Snake. One who has experienced the tension of battle can never leave the battlefield. I am the one giving you something to live for, and that is war. Snake was infuriated at the arrogant Big Boss. There is only one battle I have to fight. To free myself from you, to shatter the nightmare. Big Boss, I will kill you. With the structural plan of Oilix, Snake and Hori escaped from Zanzibar land on a rescue helicopter. Snake once again saved the world. However, there was no smile on his face. Big Boss's last words kept ringing in Snake's head. Whoever wins, our battle does not end. The loser is free from the battlefield, but the winner must remain here, and the survivor must live his life as a warrior until he dies. Snake then disappeared into the white lands of Alaska, alone. And that's it for that. Okay, now we have to go to briefing. Okay. and we have to see everything. Odyssey.
It's been a long time, Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel.
That's no way to greet an old war buddy, Snake.
What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you. But we've got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
I'm retired from Foxhound. You're not my commander anymore, and I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders. I know it.
Excuse me.
Who's this?
Dr. Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff, and an expert in gene therapy.
Are you military?
No, civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot
sketch.
for?
What's wrong? You don't like shots?
Snake,
Not
listen
from a
up.
therapist.
It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska.
What soldiers?
Next Generation Special Forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They've presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
I'm afraid so. You see, the island is the site of a secret nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Foxhound hijacking a nuclear weapon?
Now you understand how serious the situation is. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, and the president of ArmsTech, Kenneth Baker. They're both being held as hostages.
Those are some heavy-duty hostages.
Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do.
Let me
Any
guess.
questions,
Using a
Snake?
Metal Gear.
Questions? I haven't even said whether I'd accept this mission.
Well, you can make up your mind after you hear more about the situation.
Wait, the Metal Gear had nuclear arming. Is that what I recall hearing? Oh. Mission description. Infiltration method. What's this one? I mean, the graphics are definitely, older. It seems to fit, strangely enough. Oh, it doesn't say anything else. Okay, I can't enter. Okay. Oh, spacebar. Sorry. No spacebar. Okay, so just reading this. Okay, so operation outline, infiltration method. I don't know what this is. How this is helping me. Operation member, person in charge of the operation. Just extra info, I suppose. Detailed information. That's detail. Little summaries. Hostages, nuclear weapons, the terrorist armament, the terrorist demand next generation special force unit, Unit Foxhound. All right. Is that it?
Colonel, I don't work for the government anymore. Let me go back to Twin Lakes.
Why, Snake? Is your life in Alaska all that great?
There's a dog sled race this week. Next Saturday, I have to be in Anchorage.
The Iditarod? The longest sled race in the world? When did you become a dog musher?
Right now, my 50 Huskies are my only family. I've got to take care of them.
Don't worry about your dogs.
This
What
is
do you
strange.
mean?
I'm sorry, Snake, but this vessel is headed for the Bering Sea. There's no room for debate.
I told you, even if I do owe you, I don't owe anything to this army or this country.
You will accept this assignment.
Why should I be stupid enough to do that? I'm no patriot.
Snake, there's enough dirt in your file from your days as an agent to keep you in the stockade until you're a very old man.
Oh, I see. Blackmail.
No, Snake. I prefer to look at it as helping you come to a decision more easily.
Blackmail.
But anyway, I know you better than that. You take this assignment even without the threat.
Why do you say that?
You're a natural-born soldier. You're not the grow old gracefully type. It's the same for all of us who've seen real action. The only place we can feel truly alive is on the battlefield. I'm a soldier too. I know those feelings of powerlessness, frustration that you feel every day. You've tried to play the Boy Scout out there in Alaska, but you can't race dogs in the snow forever.
This dude sounds familiar too, by the
Why
way.
don't you come back to us and be a soldier again?
You think my life is some kind of a joke?
Snake, I just want to give you back your purpose in life.
I want to say someone from Mass Effect, but I'm not honing in on it. Okay, looking for some purpose in life, and now I need to restart the game and play the intro, which I believe is what happens if I don't do anything here. So I'll just cut back when this thing kicks off into a movie. Here it is.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Clone.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
That's pretty good, all considering how old this thing is. It's not that bad. So with that, I think I'm going to end this episode here. These episodes will probably be about half an hour long each, I think. We'll see. They end up starting maybe around half an hour, and then they end up being 45 minutes or so. The further I play, because I get lost in time and stuff like that. I think from here we just start a new game and we give her, and I can take this glare off my face for the next episode. So I will catch you there. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, everybody. Peace.